thousands of people all over the country on their health, well-being, and business. She was a sales trainer in the real estate industry for 7 years with lots of success. She has been sought after to help recruit, sell, and develop leaders in several companies all over the world. Mr. Didier Koffi has been in the IT industry for 25 years as a high-level leader and expert on mobile app success, engaged as a consultant for many Fortune 100 companies, as well as his own consulting firm. Their most recent sales organization spans the world: US, Africa, Europe, Canada, Mexico, and they produced nearly $40,000 in sales volume in their first 30 days with iBuumerang, and brought in 30 plus business partners in their first 20 days. Please put yourself on mute and welcome. They were named members of the top 10 recruiters worldwide after just 2 weeks, and they earned $6,000 in commission their first month with iBuumerang. But most importantly, they are parents of 3 beautiful kids and have been married 11 years. Their dream is to grow a global business and travel the world with iBuumerang, creating more than 1,500 business partners by the fall of 2020 and have 5,000 customers and recruit 100 drivers for Vibe rides while becoming one of the fastest growing organizations in the company. And they will do it. Their secret to success is engaging discipline through their disappointments and never giving up on their goals. We invite you to come tonight and please welcome Coach Koffi to the line tonight. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Way to go, Linda. Thank you so much for leading the charge here. Can you guys hear me okay?
Thank you.
You can see me? Okay, great. Thank you so much for your servant leadership and for being available on short notice and just really leading. That's what I love about the John Maxwell quote, teamwork makes the dream work. I wouldn't be doing this without you and a lot of people like you who have big goals and big dreams. And I loved what you shared with the 12-week year and greatness in the moment and really making sure that we all find that greatness within us. I believe each and every one of you were created equal. You know, we just celebrated Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And I believe we are all gifted with the ability to have whatever it is we want in life. And part of my passion is Zig Ziglar's quote too: you can have everything you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. And that's kind of been the signature of my life. And, you know, I really appreciate Linda shared with you guys a lot of great things. And tonight we're going to be talking about an amazing company that's been one of the greatest things that has ever happened to me. And I know we're still waiting for a few last minute people to jump on, but I do want to honor your time. So we're going to dive right in to the meat of this. And the goal here, so I can kind of give you an expectation. I'm all about managing expectations and sharing the agenda. The goal is I'm going to share a fire hose of information with you over the next 35, give or take, to 40 minutes. There's so much happening. Like Linda said, we not only have, you know, iBuumerang is the overarching umbrella, but then we also have this new and exciting opportunity with Vibe Rides that's launched in Florida this month. It's actually in the process of launching. I know we have some amazing Floridians on here tonight. Andy's Tamayo, who's invited people from Colombia to be here. So we have literally almost all time zones represented. I think we're only missing the Mountain Standard Time in this call. But we got people from Vegas, we got people from Florida, we got people from Minnesota, we got people from Texas joining us tonight. And every one of you has a little bit of different goals. So I am going to cover a little bit of everything. So it's not going to be just iBuumerang. And forgive me, guys, I'm having a bit of a technical issue here. Hold on. Can I share? There we go. So we're going to be sharing with you about this company called iBuumerang, but we are also going to be talking about Vibe Rides. So there's some of you that are coming on here as customers. You're already an iBuumerang customer, which is a beautiful thing. Some of you are already in the business and you want to learn more, which is awesome. The more you learn, the more you can earn. Some of you are coming on because you want to hear about Vibe Rides. Maybe you want to be a driver for us. Maybe you want to recruit your own fleet of drivers. So you guys, especially for Vibe Rides, I want you to be as patient as you possibly can, because that's going to be one of the last things that I cover. But by all means, you know, I want you guys all to be served on this call tonight. So again, Linda shared a lot of my successes. I always like to start with my failures, just so you guys can connect with me. I think we all have had experiences or journeys in life that led us to places where we were on our knees wondering, like, how in the heck did I get here? And it wasn't all roses and fairy tales and tulips and daisies for me. I was very fortunate. I was taught a very hard work ethic. I had a very, how should we say, open mind to success. I wanted to make six figures by the time I was 30. And unfortunately that didn't happen. It was quite the opposite. Even though I was making multiple six figures in my 20s in the real estate arena, I happened to be all in. And if you know anything about investing and financial planning, you know, a lot of us aren't taught that. You know, so I had to learn the old hard way. I had heard of what Robert Kiyosaki said. He said, Lois, you need 9 to 12 streams of income. And I took that and I interpreted it wrong. I had 4 streams of income, but they were all in one industry called real estate. And through that process, I had a mortgage company, I had a real estate sales team, I had a real estate investment company that was just getting off the ground when everything went south in what we called, now we know, as the Great Recession. I didn't know that was going to be what it was called. I was pretty ashamed. I was pretty upset. I was devastated to, instead of being a millionaire by the time I was 30, had my car repossessed the day before my 30th birthday, and I was living on the kindness of friends at that time. It was very hard for me to receive that because I was such an independent person. It was very humbling. And at the same time, it taught me compassion. It taught me to not judge, to be free of judgment. And it also taught me that I needed to be smart. I needed to not just work hard and put all my eggs in one basket. I needed to diversify. So I've been in the health and wellness industry. I've been with health nutrition products. I've been in the coffee industry. And thanks to the leadership and the ownership of this company, in short, I could go on for hours, but I need to keep this timely. They changed my life radically and forever. And through that process, I learned so much and was able to radically revolutionize my life and be able to truly dream again, because I lost my dreams. I don't know if anybody's ever had that happen, if you can relate, but I was so beat down by life that I allowed myself to be depressed. I chose depression. I allowed myself to go to a really, really unfortunate place. And it took the mentorship over the last 4 years of the owner of this company called iBuumerang and Mr. and Mrs. Sam and Kim Bean, who became my mentors. If you can, go ahead and mute yourself. If you just joined us, go ahead and mute yourself. That would be amazing. So in the meantime, we were called last February, when I was living still in the Minnesota popsicle state during a polar vortex, and was invited to, be a part of this company. And I wasn't really looking for another stream of income. So I don't know if that's where you are, if you're looking for another stream of income. But for me, this was a huge opportunity because it was in another industry. It was another way to diversify my investment portfolio. So I'd like you to have your investor hat on while you're listening to this tonight, because I didn't need another business. I already had 2 businesses plus my husband's business at the time, and we were good. And ultimately, when we found out what industries were going to be covered in this, we knew that we had to be a part of it, because we also know the owners, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that tonight. So we were able to, over the last 4 years, really come close to being almost debt-free and dreaming again and helping other people do the same. As of course, we always have to disclaim to you that there are no guarantees. If you choose to invest with us, which would be amazing, we can't make any claims. Granted, like Linda said, we were able to make $6,000 in our first month. That's because we put in some effort. So more you can put into it, the more you can get out of it. but at the end of the day, we don't want to make any income claims. So really quickly, if you've ever heard of network marketing, we have found that there's a lot of people, unfortunately, that have had a bad experience, for better or for worse. I know when I was 19 in college, I had my first network marketing experience and it was not positive. So for really, gosh, at least 10 years, I was shut down to it. But actually when the recession happened, I opened myself up to it because I realized I needed to be open-minded. So I hope you are open-minded here tonight. And I really wanted to find multiple ways to make money because if, again, as you know, if you don't have 9 to 12 streams of income or investments and diversification by the time you retire, or 5 million in the bank minimum, you're kind of going to be in trouble. You might die broke and not leave much behind for your family. So Mr. Bugs, who is the owner of this company, he's been in network marketing for 30 years, just celebrated his 30th anniversary. And he was tired of what has been known as the model of network marketing, and he wanted to change that. He wanted to bring about a first-class consumer experience to everybody, again, equal opportunity. He wanted everyone to have great experiences as consumers, and he also wanted to build what we call a perpetual residual income builder. If you don't understand what that means, just stay with us. We're going to talk more about that, but it's basically our own in-house built system to support you make residual income. And this is what it looks like. So forgive me for the not so great picture. This isn't the most professional photo. It's my iPhone picture of a screen, of a computer, but this is the best I could do because I really wanted you guys to understand what the PRIB is. It's data analytics, it's artificial intelligence, and it's world-class people power, amazing, like really high-end people power customer service that's going to be following up on all of our customers. They're going to be upselling. They're also going to be having our anyone who is our partners on our team. They're also going to have the ability to have the system work for them instead of them having to work for the system, if that makes sense. We'll talk more about that. So in the old model of really almost all businesses, because if you realize Amazon has, I think they said at one point, Amazon has shut down just shy of 40% of retail businesses, because everyone now in this day and age, in this new e-commerce age, it's all about the click and order versus the brick and mortar, and people are tired of paying more. They want a deal, man. They want to save money, like fast, cheap, and easy. I not sounding harsh, but that's really what a lot of people are looking for. And of course, if you're not in a model that can create that, you're trying to sell a lot of shakes, lotions, potions, pills. When I was selling real estate, I found that out to be true. A lot of people wanted me to discount. They were looking for a discount broker, and I wasn't willing to do that. But if they didn't care, they would just move on and find the next person. And of course, in a lot of models, including real estate, including mortgage, and including network marketing, only the strongest top recruiters would win and make the most money. So what we have created here is a model that we can help you, if you choose to invest with us or partner with us, you can make money when customers save money. Now that's on the travel side. We're going to talk about that. Again, if you're here to learn more about the Vibe rides, we're going to get to that in probably the next 10 minutes or so. So first, we're starting with travel. I did not know this when I got the phone call last February at the very beginning. I was like, travel? Like, I don't really know anything about travel. I just know that I love travel. Travel changed my life. It's a great way. I call it self-care. For me, it's health-care. I wish that insurance would cover it, right? That's never going to happen. People have to come out of pocket. People will go into debt for travel. And you can see here, Asia, $6 billion a day, $70,000 a second. Europe, $4.8 billion a day, $55,500 a second, and so on and so forth. Even Latin America and Africa, I mean, they have lower GDPs, but they are still rocking this. In fact, a lot of our Latinos and people in Mexico and Cuba and a lot of people, especially in the South Florida area, are crushing it because travel is so prevalent in their arena, in their culture. The other thing I didn't know, besides the fact that travel is almost a $9 trillion industry, is that there's two companies that monopolize the entire industry. And these numbers are actually dated. I actually need to update these. Back in 2018, just a little over a year ago, Booking Holdings and Expedia Group closed on 190 billion combined on their actual bookings. And they're not even travel companies, guys. They're e-commerce sites who are marketing geniuses, and they're brainwashing people thinking that you're getting a deal, but you're actually still paying retail when you book through these guys. And there's these two companies own 45 of the sites that are out there. So I know when I share with you the stats of how we've beat them, your mind's gonna be blown. And how can we travel for less? How can we share savings with our customer base, with our paid members, and help them beat these guys? Well, it's because we have a top award-winning travel agency called Extreme Travel. And with Extreme Travel, they've been around actually for 19 years. So we're not technically a brand new company. We have a very, very strong foundation. That was what really impressed me the most, because traditional startups don't always last, but we have a 19-year long-standing award-winning foundation. And travel agencies have access to wholesale. You know, travel agents, they buy low, sell high. In this case, not that we're trying to, take away, what travel agents provide. A lot of people actually want to do it themselves. There's a lot of millennials that don't even know what a travel agent is because they're so used to booking through the Expedia app, or they're so used to just going online in the middle of the night. They don't want to call a travel agent at that time, right? So through this process, what we can provide you and anybody who has partnered with us is a wholesale travel booking platform where you can actually save up to 80%. And I'm going to show you an example in a little bit that's more than 70. So I have seen up to 80% off retail. My first two trips, you guys, I saved $2,000 because I had this wholesale travel booking platform. I have traveled way more in the last year, saving tons of money, as well as my customers, as well as my business partners. And we get to earn travel bonuses. We get commissions and highly discounted and exclusive experiences. I'm going to Cabo for free in March. All my flights, everything paid because the company gave me a reward saying thank you. So not only am I getting to travel for less, I'm actually earning free trips. And if you wanted to, you can also become a certified travel agent with us. So here's some really basic examples. These are pretty standard for our wholesale side. I want to make sure you're clear on this. We have a free customer side and we have a paid membership side. And these examples are paid members, okay? So we will talk to you about the cost later. Expedia, Travelocity, Expedia, New York City, 4.5 star is $339 a night. And guys, I can speak to that. I've been in New York City and I could only afford one night and I was sharing a room with like 3 people in order to pay for the cost. This was, years ago, but it's still breaking the bank for a lot of people. But if we can pay $178 a night, you can almost afford double the time, or you could take that money and go see a Broadway show. You can do whatever you want with it. You can save it. A penny saved is a penny earned. Also in Paris, France, which again, you're not going to probably go there for just a couple nights. You might want to stay there for a lot longer than that. Here you can save, instead of paying $440, save $310 a night. That's crazy. And again, it's because we have the wholesale pricing. We're passing on to you as a paid member. Our customers save 50%. Same rooms, same hotels. Those are the kind of deals we give every day of the week. Rental cars, I've used a lot of rental cars in the last year. I've even had free customers, they don't pay anything, save $200 on one rental car situation. So this savings of $171, very common. And then 4-star resorts, 5-star resorts, you can literally get 5-star experiences at 3-star prices. So saving an average of $500 a week is very, very common. We also have way more benefits. We don't just have hotels and resorts and rental cars. We also have cruises. Right now, we still have a special deal where if you book a cruise with us, and this is exclusive to us, you can also get a 7-day resort all-inclusive stay in Mexico. Our flights, you don't save a ton on flights. That's more of the exception. But we do have competitive rates. We also have Airbnbs and VRBOs. We have luxury residences. We have shore excursions, theme parks. We've used the shore excursions. We've had catamaran tours. We've had outdoor events. We went to Tijuana last month and entertaining guests from Minnesota, because we're not tour guides. So I'm like, I'm going to work with someone who knows what they're doing. If you like to shop, play golf, drink wine, restaurant savings, we also use that. I do believe the restaurant savings are only in the US. I know we have someone in here from Colombia. So there's some exceptions, but otherwise everything you see here is global. We have over, well, I'll share the exact number later. We have closing in on 400,000 people using this technology, saving with this technology in 186 plus countries. And we've only been around since last year. So it's just crazy. And again, if you're just joining us, I could hear you. Go ahead and mute yourself on your end, because I can't mute you on my end for some reason. Thank you so much. So here's some other additional examples. I was just in Miami, so that's why you're seeing Miami Beach, savings of 71%, saving over $1,300 in a Miami Beach. Phenomenal place to stay. You can see the pictures. It's crazy to be right on the beachfront. Ritz-Carlton, Fort Lauderdale, if you're familiar, that's a phenomenal deal for a 5-star. And then Mr. Bean, our millionaire mentor, who made a nice $50,000 in his first 30 days, I might add, he saw this deal, showing this to one guy who is just curious about what we had to offer, and he saved $5,000 on that deal. And by just showing him that one example, he created a new investor, a new business partner to come on board. So as you can see, guys, we're not selling, we're not, recruiting, we're not convincing. The product speaks for itself. And then, for the moment you've all been waiting for, but wait, there's more. We're adding another vertical. And if you're familiar with Uber, Lyft, this is your Uber moment. Guys, imagine if you or I had invested in Uber back before they were known, and we put money into it, and we referred all of our friends and family to the app, and they put it on their phone, and we had our own unique code. And because of that code, every time they got in a car, or if they were a driver, they drove that car, we'd get pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, $5 here, $10 there, residual income, true making money while you're sleeping, just by once referring an app to someone. How many of you have referred someone to a restaurant, referred someone to a movie, referred someone to a concert, referred someone to an app, and you didn't get paid for it? You helped build Jeff Bezos' billions, Mark Zuckerberg's billions, and now's your opportunity to cash in on something that could make you billions. So here's just another image. Again, apologize for the crude iPhone shot of this, but I wanted to have this in here. So we started with travel as our lead in, because it's almost a $9 trillion industry, way bigger than rideshare, way bigger than transportation, which is what we're also going to be getting into. So you see here, we had 300,000 plus customers in our first 8 months. We now have about 400,000 in 10 months. And we lead with the travel, and then they go into our residual income builder called the PRIB, and then they get notified about the rideshare. They become your customer for both travel and rideshare. I know that they're going to have a sophisticated system where you get into the Vibe Rides, and they're going to give you a notification that says, hey, thank you so much for riding with us. Here's a discount to go to the hotel of your choice or whatever. And then guess what? They're going to book it through iGo. So you're going to monetize hand over fist, guys. And then they're going to add another vertical. I don't know when, but mobile phones. Who do you know that can't live without their mobile phone, right? Even when I was broke and homeless, guess what bill I paid? Besides my coffee bill, of course, I paid my mobile phone, because I could not live or imagine living without that connection to people on the other end of the line helping keep me going, right? So you get paid on all of those things by becoming a partner with us. You can also make a difference. You know, giving is living, and that's living well. One of my favorite mentors said that. We're not here to be selfish and greedy. We're here to share and impart abundance to other people. And so every time someone becomes a partner, becomes a customer, books travel, gets into a Vibe Rides car, drives a Vibe Rides car, we feed a starving child, because we know that every 6 minutes a child dies from malnourishment in this country. And I'm sorry, in this world. So right now, so far to date, and again, we haven't even been around for a year yet, we have fed over 4.5 million children. The goal is 15 million and beyond. The goal is 1 million customers by March. So you can see the vision is huge. And so there's the boomerang effect. If you understand, the name of the company was based on the spiritual law of the universe called the boomerang law. So our vision is big to be able to just, there's constant energy, constant flow of serving and helping other people through this process. And it's all because of our leadership. You know, we have amazing leaders. Mr. Holtenbugs is right here, the first man on your left, or on my left rather, on the screen. He's the owner. He didn't have to make this company, guys. He already had 16 businesses. This is like his 17th or his 18th business. So he didn't have to, he chose to. And then when word got out that he was starting this company, the two gentlemen to his right, Mr. T. Gray and Mr. Mark Kifkart, they dropped their 6 to 7 figure incomes working for CEOs, CFOs, Fortune 500, Fortune 100 companies. And even Mark Kifkart, he picked his family up and moved them from California to Houston. That's our headquarters, so that he could be a part of this because of Mr. Bugs' leadership. Mr. Bugs himself left a business where he was making $1 million every 3 weeks to be able to start this. So this is not a fly-by-night company, guys. This is something that is going to be a $50 billion company and a household name. Our vision is to be a household name by 2021. A couple other people here, David Manning, he owned the travel agency before Mr. Bugs bought him out. So we're forever grateful he created this technology that we're using. And of course, Peter Hirsch, he's the chief giving officer and actually a former pastor, attorney, and he's one of the top income earners in the company. Mr. Edwin Haynes, he's our global master ambassador. He's already made $1 million since the inception of this company. And then Lori Spears, the lone female here, she's the director of travel. She makes about $1 million a year being a travel agent, and she's our expert. She teaches us and trains us, and granted, you don't have to be at all an expert on travel, but she does help guide us in that direction. So really quickly, we've had over 39,000 travel bookings, 11.2 million in travel bookings total, $1 million in travel savings. So we've saved people $1 million this past year, not even a year total, in beating Expedia, Travelocity, all these other companies. The average savings has been about 10%, and it's rising because we've been giving so much business to all these vendors, all these hotels, restaurants, resorts, rental car companies, that they're loving all of our attention, because then they can make more money and actually spend less on marketing for themselves, because we are going to be the leader in travel. So we're bringing them tons of business. So the average savings went up to 12% in November and December. And we are an open book. So this is not for the paid members, just so you know. This is the customer sites, the free customers that come in, and they literally get a free website, like an Expedia on steroids, with zero cost, zero agenda, and look at how much we've saved them already. So the question is, do you boomerang? And if not, we hope that you do really soon. So if you choose to partner with us as an iBuumerang partner, yes, you'll get access to Vibe Rides. The first lead-in is travel, and you can help your friends, your family, anybody you know save money on travel. And almost everyone travels, and almost everyone that travels uses a ride share, like Uber or Lyft. We pay you in cash when they save money. So they have to save $2 in order for you or me to make $1 back on our investment. And so you can see here, the TSA site is a savings of 70%. The customer side is half of that. It's not always exactly 50-50, but in this example, we're just showing you what's possible. So in this all-inclusive, I saved $3,399, so almost $3,400. Customers still saved about $1,700, and I got paid a 50% commission on the back end, which is $849.75. And then that's not the only way we get paid. There's an additional dollar amount in volume that goes into the compensation plan. I'm not going to train you on the comp plan because that's way too complex. It would take long time, but this is a huge compensation plan that if you did it right and you chose to partner with us, you can make anywhere from 6 to 7 figures per month or per week or just even per year. And here's where you could start. The simplest way to start is the travel savings bonus. You got 10 customers who travel an average of 1 time a year or has an average savings of $600 per year. And then you get a 50% commission on that, which brings you down to that $300. So $300 times 10 customers. And I always like to ask this question, do you know 10 people that travel? All you have to do is scroll through Facebook, guys. And I did not know how much people traveled until I got, to be an investor in this company. It's crazy how much people are either coming back from a vacation or they're planning a vacation or they're about to go on a vacation. So an extra $3,000 a year for working 1 time by sharing a free site to 10 people is not difficult. If you want to make more of this, including the Vibe rides, you can have 100 customers times that 300, just add the zeros, you get $30,000, which is more than some teachers make, which is more than I made in my first job out of college. So if you know any college students or millennials, this is a great side hustle or additional stream of income for them, for anyone really. And then of course, if you're more aggressive, I know for me, I'm going for 5,000 customers this year because I really want to help a lot of people, feed a lot of starving kids, and make well over $300,000 in this example. Now, if you are like me and you love teams, teamwork makes the dream work, and actually you don't even have to consider this a recruiting model. My first 30 people that signed up, 15 of them signed up just for the travel savings because, and I have a great example too in Andy's Tamayo, he's on here, Ron Leonard from Florida. They travel so much that cross-referencing, I know Ron himself, he saved, when he looked at the hotels alone, he would have saved $4,000 last year if he had signed up for this a year ago. So people are signing up just to be a paid member, and that builds your team, an extension of you. So you can, instead of being me, myself, and I, like when I was in real estate, it was a lot of work being by myself, being a lone wolf, being a lone ranger. Plus it was really only one stream of income. I was able to bring on agents who could go out, and I wanted to be paid more along the lines of, instead of 100% of my efforts by myself, 1% of 100 people's efforts. And that's what this example shows you. So by leverage, which is what all CEOs and all corporations do, right? They leverage their employees. Well, in this case, it's I think even more fun because we can travel the beaches of the world together and create residual income instead of going paycheck to paycheck. So in this example with 50 people, 10 customers each, which could probably get done in a day or a week or a month, that's 500 customers total, an additional $20,000. Then really quickly, you can have a team of 250 at 2,500 customers and make an extra 6 figures, working just once, guys, just once. And as we become a household name, that number is going to build annually. And then last but not least, if you're super aggressive, again, we don't make any claims, you could have a team of 1,000. And again, this is just one part of the compensation plan. You can make almost $500,000, which is more than most people with master's and PhD degrees make annually. We also pay dual team commission bonuses. If you bring on a paid member, we have that. And now we're going to go into the investment. Obviously, this is not free. This is going to be something that's going to be an investment that can pay you residual income for the rest of your life and give you access to the rideshare opportunity. So the initial upfront cost for everybody is $49.95. That's a one-time fee, and ultimately gives you a customer site. You don't have the wholesale savings yet. You get 5 boomerangs, or the customer sites. That's what we call them, boomerangs. You send it out, you know, the savings and the cash come back to you. You can get paid 25% of referral commissions to Extreme Travel, but that's the only way you can get paid at that level. And then there's a I Decide interactive presentation. That's the video some of you may have already seen. And then, of course, we have our online management system. Then after that, you get to make a choice. Anytime you have an investment opportunity, when I was in real estate, I spent a lot of money. I mortgaged my investments, or I had hard money lenders. I usually it was 6 figures to make an investment. Not the case here. You can invest $49.95 plus $250, $500, or $1,000. Now I have to tell you guys, having been an investor in many businesses, having had a personal training studio with overhead, easy, the startup costs for that was $5 to $10 grand, and then I had the monthly overhead. I had employees. I got to tell you, I don't know if you have employees. I'm not a huge fan. Adult daycare is not what I signed up for, and it was a lot of work. So with this investment, you get massive amounts of support. You get leadership training. You get development of yourself, and the more you develop yourself, anything is possible. I've started other businesses since signing up for this because of the world-class millionaire mentorship that I've received from this company. So you're really diversifying yourself in more ways than you realize. So with a coach class, just to clarify, that first line, it says hotels, flights, and rental cars. That's what you get to, you know, shop with. You can shop for your hotels, your flights, your rental cars, and that's the limited supply that you have, because you only spend $250. And if that works for you, that's perfect. You get 10 customer sites to give out. So if you do the math, on average, it's about $300 return for each site, and that's if they don't travel a lot. Let me tell you, if you know people that travel a lot, you'll make more, but we're going to keep it on the low end because we'd like to under-promise, over-deliver. That's about $3 grand return on investment annually. Then you also get 10% of the dual team commission. Again, not going to do comp plan training tonight, but that's another bonus commission structure if you did choose to sell paid memberships or recruit. Then on the business class, that's $500. So just for a little bit more investment, you get the coach class plus the cruises, 25 boomerangs times 300 is $7,500 return on investment. Then you get a bump up in that dual team commission. And I know I use real estate as an example, or mortgages as a lot. 1% could be thousands of dollars. Just that 2% increase is more than most people get annual salary raises at their job. So that's a huge bonus. Then if you have a little more money and you want access to all of it, like my first 2 trips and many people that I know that got first class, they've saved way more money than people in business and coach, because we have access to unlimited inventory, almost $8 trillion of inventory, VRBOs, Airbnbs, timeshares, all sorts of stuff. So that's right there a huge additional savings. I paid for my membership in my first 2 trips, basically, for the whole year. Then you get 50 boomerangs, which is about 15 grand return on investment. And again, the highest in that dual team, which is 15%. One thing that I want to mention, because sometimes this gets lost, you also want to write this down. These fees are one time up front, one time. Then there's a $99 a month subscription fee, and that covers an additional 10 boomerangs that you get every month and a whole boatload of stuff. Whoever invited you here, ask them all the stuff that's covered, but it's thousands of dollars worth for just $99 a month, which is pennies on the dollar. And if you're in Colombia, I think we have someone from Colombia here tonight. It's going to be $49.95 a month. So there are certain countries, if you're curious, we can check on it for you, that have a lower GDP, and therefore their monthly is $49.95. So kind of in final summary, because I know some of you are patiently waiting to know more about Vibe Rides and how you can monetize that. So here's just a quick little bit of information to take it a step further. So in Florida, they're launching in time for the Super Bowl. So if you know Floridians or anybody traveling to Florida, not even just for the Super Bowl, but for winter, right? I know they got a cold spell there right now, but it's the same as San Diego right now. It was pretty warm here today, let me just tell you. So people are going there for travel, tourism, Super Bowl. If you recruit a driver, or if you were a driver, you earn not only when you drive, you earn when others drive, and you earn when the customers that you refer to the app for free, right? You're not selling anything. You're just giving an app away that's going to be put on someone's phone and probably never taken off. So if you know drivers or people who are wanting another stream of income in Florida and in Texas, that's where we're going to be launching next month. So really quickly, if you were a driver or wanting to be a driver who doesn't just drive, but you also recruit other drivers, we have what we call the Overdrive program. And my number there is wrong. It's actually $250. If this is if you don't want to have anything to do with the travel and you're going to be a driver and you're going to recruit other drivers, it's $250. And then a monthly fee after that. And you can actually have a 6-figure income. Again, this picture here, I'm going to go to the next slide. Again, it's not the greatest rendering, but if you can see there, if you had an average ride of $15, which is pretty average, and you have 5 rides per day as a driver, 5 days per week, not even working 7 days, you can make an extra $109,000 a year, plus the riders, which is an average of 4 rides per month. I know people who spend $1,000 a month on their Uber and Lyft bill. I was in Miami and people would live 1 block from Starbucks and they were calling Uber Eats to deliver their coffee and paying double for their Java, and Starbucks is already way inflated, right? So do the math on that. The rideshare industry is it's a $24.4 billion market with $103.6 billion projected by 2025. So this is truly why I call this investing, not just signing up for, you know, that thing that you may or may not do anything with. It's investment in a stock, like if you could go back to Uber or Amazon. And of course, for those of my Texan folks on there, we're going to be coming to you in February. We have the Houston, Texas Accelerate Convention. There's going to be events Thursday night, Friday night. We're going to also be having major awards, recognition, and training from all of our leaders on that Saturday and Sunday. So I invite you to come to that event. You know, even if you didn't make a decision tonight, which I would really encourage you to get back with whoever invited you and let them know tonight if you are ready to make that decision to partner with us. Because again, we have had over 20 people on this call, and a good chunk of you are looking at this maybe for the first time or the second, maybe the third. And we have recruiting people almost every single day. So if you waited till February 22nd, you might have thousands and thousands, maybe even $100,000, you know, that you missed out on, because this is a first movers advantage opportunity. And so we really invite you to come check that out and make sure you save those dates. I'm going to be going to Houston early to talk to as many people as I can, because I did that in Miami and it was a huge profitable return for me. So I just want to close with this, and then I'll put it out there. If you want to send me a private message with a question or two, I'll just take 1 or 2 questions that I'm going to grab a drink of water, and I'm going to do a little bit of training. Like, how do you launch this? How do you get started? And literally sign up tonight and take this ball and run with it. I'm going to do that here as I finish with this last slide. I just want to ask you, what is your vision for 2020? A lot of people at this point in time, trust me, I know, because I was in the health and fitness industry for 19 years. Most people have given up on their New Year's resolutions, which means they didn't value and truly have a vision for their life. And we don't want that for you or for anybody. You know, we want to come alongside you, help you invest wisely, and get a return that could literally change your life and your generations to come. My husband and I are expecting to leave legacy wealth with just this one investment. And then because of the mentorship and all the training that we're getting, now we're investing in other things and diversifying. Because again, if you got one paycheck or even two or even three, it's not going to be enough. Where do you want to be in 2025? You know, this could be either your Amazon moment that you chose to carpe diem and seize the day and not look back, or at the end of this year or 5 years from now, you can hear all about our success and gosh, I wish I would have, and have that moment, you know, that Bart Simpson moment. Don't, I wish I would have, right? So again, no matter what your goals were tonight, I hope you got some value. I hope you got some nuggets, some information. Does anybody, and I want you to write them, just to send them to me privately in the Zoom chat. Does anybody have one question, maybe two, something that you're just not quite clear on? And if there's no questions, or if you want to get back again to whomever invited you and make yourself available. I know we have at least one person who's ready to sign up right after this call, and super excited to welcome you guys to the family. All right, let me go ahead and grab a drink of water. Oh, okay, cool. I got a message on my phone. Ah, fantastic question. So does someone say, hold on a second here, do you sign up as a couple or as individuals? I am married to my husband and we are one account. You only have to pay one time. You're only one account. You can't get a second account unless you maybe had an adult child or, you know, whatever the case. A lot of people sign up their adult children right away to get them first position. Yes, you know what, I'll reply to you guys on that and explain. But you know, if you do just the $49.95, you don't have a business yet, you don't have really anything yet, you do have to upgrade as soon as possible. But if you wanted to lock in your position, that is a possibility. It's very rare to do that because most people want to get started and make money as fast as they can. But you do what is best for you and your family. And especially with what's happening and what's about to happen in Texas, you know, we don't care where you get started. We just care that you do get started, and the rest will work itself out. In fact, I've talked to people about this. I would rather have you not get the first class and get one of the lower two classes and get your butt to Houston, because you're going to make six figures for sure if you go to Houston, and if you're really coachable and if you put in the effort. And you're even if you could put 10 hours a week in and you know, be coachable, we can help you get wherever you want to go. Anybody else? Yes, great question. I don't know. The next steps are with the rideshare. Ultimately, you have the we don't know answer. It depends on you. If someone signs up, because I have drivers in Reno, Nevada that want to sign up, and they're on a wait list right now because you can't enroll drivers anywhere but Florida, and then next month in Texas. But we have a wait list, and the more people we have on that wait list in each different state or country, because I know Mexico is going to be one of the first additional countries outside of the US that's launched, is because they have a huge iBuumerang, iGo travel customer base, and they have a big wait list. So they want to build it right. They want to build it, you know, slow and steady wins the race. And it's about supply and demand. So if there's a lot of supply of travel customers and a lot of demand in the driver interest, I can't imagine that Las Vegas wouldn't be one of the first 10 markets. I know Denver's high up there. I know DMV area is high up there. I'm crossing my fingers that California is high up there, but every state also has different laws and different things too that they're going to have to work through. But if you can and you get signed up, just get as many people on the wait list as possible. And then what we've actually recommended, if drivers are really tired of driving and they want to get started as an iBuumerang business partner, it makes way more sense for them because travel is a much more lucrative industry, and they can definitely start driving once it hits their state or their city and have already developed residual income through the travel side and be ahead of the curve, be ahead of all of the volume that's going to come. Yes, the tickets, this is for my guests only. Colleen and Dawn, I have a complimentary ticket for you if you sign up this month with one of the coach, business, or first class. Okay, I'm adding that incentive for my guests only. If you sign up at coach, business, or first class, I'll give you a complimentary ticket. The tickets are valued at $299. Right now, they're on sale for $199 per person. And when you sign up, I didn't have a slide for this. When you sign up, so if you are a couple, in this case, Colleen and Dawn, I'll give you a complimentary ticket. When you sign up with a coach, business, or first class, and it has to be at the sign up with the $49.95, you have the ability to buy a $50 ticket to Houston, and that's a great savings. That's a great deal right there. And timeshares. So timeshares are accessible for free customers, but only through the resorts, through the weeks, and that's only as a customer. If you have a timeshare, and I know some of us, including myself, have had love-hate relationships with timeshares. I don't have one anymore, but I do know people have been like, oh my gosh, I would love to rent out my timeshare. Is that possible? It is, but only if you have a first class pack. You can rent out your timeshare, you can monetize it and just deposit your week with us, and we'll pay you for it. As long as we rent it out, you get compensated for that. So if you know people who love their timeshare or even just hate it, this is actually a really great investment that can help pay for their timeshare, at least a small, percentage of that. Awesome. What I'd like to do now is just really quickly show you our basic business plan and just wrap it up here. Oops. In the last 10 minutes. And if anybody has another question, if you want to show it to me or send it to me, that's fine. So we have a very simple, we call it a business plan or a blueprint. So this isn't a complex thing, but we just have 5 steps. And again, as long as you're coachable and teachable and can follow very, very simple steps without deviating from the plan, you can have success. And so that's part of our job, is to train you and to help you get through, your first 30 or 60 days and get a return on investment. So we have what we call our Fast Start training. I'm going to show that to you really quickly. So you have a jump on, especially since I know there's at least one person on here tonight that's going to get started. This is what we call our Fast Start training. The first step is really, what are your dreams? What are your goals? I know here it says to write your dream destination down and send it to your sponsor. We want to know more, like, what are your income goals? Do you want to have that nonprofit? Do you want to help pay for your kids' college? Do you want to have that dream home in New Zealand, like me? Do you want to not have to work for like 2 years and just travel the world? That's my goal. But what are your dreams beyond your travel destination? There's got to be something that's so important to you that, you just get excited. Your heart starts pattering you. You get like, all sorts of warm and fuzzies, and you're just ready to go when you think about that dream. That's the first step. Second step here is putting together that list. And some of you might be like, oh my gosh, I've done this before. Do I have to do it again? And it's so easy, guys. So easy. Like I said, I didn't know how much people traveled until I got into this business. And then it seemed like every day I hear about someone planning a trip, going on a trip, coming back from a trip, dreaming about going on a trip. And so it's as simple as you or anyone you know want to save money on travel. That's all you say. That's really our script, along with a few other things. There's someone looking for, like I know some of my guests tonight, they're looking for that next thing that can catapult them into freedom. So this is your freedom list. This is your extra $3, $5, $10, $20,000 a month, whatever it is. This is an asset, and y'all got at least 100 Facebook friends. Y'all got at least 100 people in your phone. The next step is all you need to do is sort it out between opportunity seekers and those that are looking to save money. Opportunity seekers would people like, I have a real estate investor who just signed up. I have Andy Tamayo, amazing, beautiful person, a new friend, new business partner. He's got a nonprofit that is helping, save children in Haiti from human and sex trafficking. So his why is very, very big. And I reached out to him and he was like, yeah, this just makes sense. So business-minded people are attracted to this, not just network marketers or, people that are looking for a side hustle. It's business owners, millionaires are signing up, and everybody has that list of 100 people that are looking for something. Then the next one, of course, is become a jet setter. This is, again, if you're focusing on the iBuumerang piece, which gives you the Vibrides piece. So we want you to have 10 active customers, ideally 2 business partners in addition to, and have shown the I Decide, which is the marketing video. If you haven't seen it, check in with the person who invited you to make sure you get a copy of that. But that's our marketing plan. In my first month, we signed up about 30 people. We had a polar vortex. I couldn't even leave my house to meet with people face to face. So I just sent them a video to watch, and most people were like, dude, this is a no-brainer. And so we want to get you a good foundation in your first 10 days. Then next is setting up what we call your 4 good parties or boom overviews, or some people have executive luncheons. Some people just have people in their house, their living room, their den, their office, whatever it is. We want people to get out of debt, and you can make good money in this if you really focus and pay off your debt. That could be a part of your vision, a part of your dreams. And then, of course, lastly, which we've already talked about, we build from event to event. You want to stay close to the fire, close to the leadership, the owners, the mentors, and we have events quite often, actually. The big event, of course, though, that I mentioned is Houston, and we ask you to make at least an 18-month commitment and really see the fruits of your labor, or it's not even really labor because it's not that challenging. It's travel, it's rideshare, it's investments. But if you want to, you really want to have more like a 5-year vision. Like I said, where do you see yourself in 2025? That's where you're really going to see the biggest return. Good things come to those who wait. And granted, this first year, maybe your first 2 years, you really want to be putting a concerted effort. But since we want to be a household name by 2021, and you attend all the events and you stay plugged in and you put in a little effort every day or every week, there's no reason that you couldn't be in a very, very different place than you are right now within the next 2 years. So with that, guys, it's right about that hour. What I would invite you to do is come, text or call, especially if you're my guests, or I know Andy's had someone who was looking to possibly get signed up tonight. Please text me or call me within the next hour. I'll make sure that I'm available for you for answering your questions, helping you get enrolled and locking in your position, beating out anybody in your city, your state, your country. There's a lot of people that don't know about this, guys. Millions and millions, hundreds of millions of people, and you could be on the front end of this Uber Amazon moment. So thank you guys for taking the time. Really appreciate you. I did record this, so if anybody would like the recording, please send me a message or talk to whoever invited you. And no matter what you decide to do, guys, I wish you the best. Like I said at the beginning, you all have greatness inside of you. And, you know, we'd love to link arms with you and take you to that next level of your life and of your journey. And we all know that you have great things to accomplish. And I can't begin to tell you what this leadership has done for me and my family. So I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for spending time with us. Bye-bye for now.